if A equals 2, 3, minus 1, and B equals minus 1, 2, 4, find A cross B. Now, you do have in your formula book the formula for A cross B. Personally, I find it a lot easier just to use what's called a kind of determinant approach. You don't really need to know that you're finding the determinant, but the process, it's easier to remember, I find. Obviously, you don't have to remember the other approach, but I just think these vector plane operations, there's so much computation in them that whatever you can do to make it sort of more a habit, as in the order in which you carry things out, I think you're just minimizing the potential to make an error. But there's so much potential to make an error with a minus sign, or just multiplying something wrong, or forgetting to add something. So you do need to be really, really careful and methodical. So A cross B equals the determinant of, what is if we write I, J, K, and then we write A along in the first row, in the second row, sorry, because we used I, J, K for the first row, and then B in the second. So 2, 3, minus 1, and then B is minus 1, 2, 4. And then the straight lines tell us that we're working out the determinant, right? So the way to do this, when you write I times, and then it's the determinant of. So basically, if you get the I, and you kind of cover out everything in I's row or column, then you're left with the 3, minus 1, 2, 4. So we write that in, 3, minus 1, 2, 4. And you alternate, so it's I, and then it's minus J times the determinant of everything not in J's row or column. So if we do the same thing for J, we cover out the middle and the top. You're going to have 2, minus 1, 4, and then plus K, and then the determinant of everything not in K's row or column. So if we did the same with K, that would leave us with 2, 3, minus 1, 2. Okay, now the way to work out these determinants, it's always the first diagonal times together. So first ones are going to be 3 times 4, and it's always minus. So it's I times 3 times 4 minus, and then it's going to be minus 1 times 2. Okay, minus J, because we've got a minus J there, times, well, you've got 2 times 4 minus 1 times minus 1. 2 times 4 minus 1 times minus 1, and plus K times 2 times 2 minus 3 times minus 1. 2 times 2 minus 3 times minus 1. Just like that. So that equals I times, well, it's 12. But in fact, I'm not going to, because as I was saying, the computation here is so, there's just so much of it that I'm going to just take an extra line. I'm going to write 3 times 4 is 12, and it's minus 1 times 2 is minus 2. Minus J, 2 times 4 is 8, and then it's minus 1 times minus 1 is 1, plus K, and then you've got 2 times 2 is 4, minus 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. So I probably will just write plus 3 there. Okay, so finally, that equals 12 minus 2 is 14, so it's 14I, and then you've got 8 minus 1 is 7, so minus 7J, and then you have 4 plus 3 is 7, so plus 7K. Okay, so I just get a bit of space. So the final result, A cross B equals, well, it's 14 minus 7, 7. Okay, and then I guess you could pull a 7 out of it. I'm not going to bother.